What's going on, everybody? Hell broke loose here. Getting right to the point of my specialty, religion. I hammered it hard for years with rage. I got it all out of me. The rage I'd carried since Christianity stole my potentials in life. The cult I grew up in was anti-education, and it turned me into an alcoholic to escape all the laws. So through about 4 years of raising hell in these videos, you can scroll way back and find them. I finally got it out of my system, and I spoke for a lot of people. Now I'm going to, not with rage. I have a hard time getting in rage like I used to. I'm just as passionately angry, but the expressions have kind of gone mild, which is a good thing. There's a fellow that follows my channel here who grew up a lot like I did. Probably exactly. In the Pentecostal church. I was Jehovah's Witness. And he's on the fence. And we chat on the videos I put up about religion. Mr. Moore. How you do, Mr. Moore? And he wanted to know how I come to the conclusion that the Bible is a bunch of stories. A bunch of mythology. Well, to get them all covered, I'm going to talk quick and get straight to the point. And I hope this helps whoever is sitting on the fence and watches this. The original claim of Christianity that ended up being the noose around its neck was and is that God is perfect. Now, absorbed perfection, not a single mistake, not an error. Everything is beautiful and wonderful. Not even stink on shit. Did the first humans have assholes? That's a comical question to ask, but surely a perfect couple, perfect people wouldn't have stinking shit, would they? But anyway, the claim that this God is perfect and that the Word of God, the Bible, is the perfect Word of the perfect God. Let's blow apart the perfection, okay? There was one command for a perfect couple named Adam and Eve. One command. They were totally ignorant. These people had no knowledge of anything. How to rub two pieces of wood together to make a fire. They have no knowledge. They didn't know anything. And they heard this voice, one command, don't eat from that tree. They don't even know what eat means. When the woman wanders up to the tree and a snake comes out of it and tells her to have a bite. Well, she's hungry. This sounds better than the other deal. I couldn't see the other person talking to me. At least I can see this one. A snake. Didn't surprise her that a snake would talk. She didn't know shit from bean dip. Alright? It's insane. But then, after one command for a perfect couple and they couldn't keep it, after the, and the Mosaic Law comes along several hundred years later with 613 commands that are impossible. They're contradictory. For instance, I think it's commandment number 4 is to honor your mother and father. And if a son curses his father, he gets stoned to death. The next one is thou shalt not murder. Roll that around your head. The next one after that is don't commit adultery. The punishment for which is death. And most of the 613 commandments have death penalties for breaking the law. And real quick, Christians, evangelicals, and most Christians claim the old law was lifted. No, 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 no. Jesus said it was not, and never will be until heaven and earth pass away, except for blood sacrifice. He was the last blood sacrifice. In the Mosaic Law, if you fucked up a little bit, you had to take a dead rabbit to the priest. If you fucked up a lot, you had to take slaughter a goat or a sheep for the priest. Blood sacrifice was what was the only cure for all sins. Everything was dying all the time. Imperfect people fuck up on a regular basis. I don't know how they had the livestock to keep the priest in dead carcasses. It's fucking crazy. Then we go along before the flood. Let's get to that perfection again. The perfect sons of God. And there's no daughters of God. There's not a woman mentioned in heaven. The perfect sons of God who are already in this promised land that you're supposed to go to if you follow all of the total 1,000 commands in the Bible. 400 more put on by Jesus. Then you get to go to this place where the sons of God resided, in heaven. They didn't like it. They want some pussy. They like the looks of them women. So they come down, made their form as a human, conjugated with the women, and had 18-foot giants. That make any sense to you? There's never been a skeleton dug up of an 18, 16-foot tall person. It's not possible. All right. How about God's disappointment? His reason for the flood. This perfect God fucked up so bad that he had to murder all but 8 humans and 2 animals of each breed. 2 camels from Egypt, which didn't exist at the time of this story. Jewish theologians have proven that there were no camels 4,000 years ago in Egypt at the time of this story. And then you got 2 polar bears, then you got 2 kangaroos. And they all got on the ark. How? The only way that can be explained is in a cartoon miniseries. Or a 3-hour movie like The Hobbit. It's insane. We got the flat earth. People still believing in that. There's a uptick in people believing in the flat earth. I don't get it, because I saw some of the videos and they can talk right, they dress right, by all appearances and the way they sound, they're functional human beings. But they're buying into this flat earth thing. And I can't tell if it's a matter of rebellion or going insane from this society that we live in. But I'll tell you this, excluding my friends on my channel here, on YouTube, and in life, when I do politics, the people I confront make me feel like Tesla. They are that goddamn ignorant and stupid, except for the left-wing Christians who are good people. So that makes them bad Christians, and that's a good thing. Rock on, baby. The more humane, decent, logical, and rational you are, the less of a Christian you are, and you're on the right path. Let's see. I'm going to round it up with this, my favorite. Maybe it's because I thought of it. I hadn't heard anybody else say this. According to the story of Genesis, the earth is about 6,050 years old. Man and woman's 2 days older, or 1 day older, 1 day younger. And we all descended from that. 2 people that had the same genetics, because Eve came from Adam's rib. So they'd have probably had a 7-headed, 10-horned baby or some shit, because they were imperfect now. All right? It all happened 6,050 years ago. In order for the Genesis story to be true, Satan, the good guy, would have had to recreate the entire goddamn universe. The speed of light, the age of the earth, 4.5 billion years old, universe 13.6 billion years old. He'd had to recreate Mount Everest. He'd had to recreate everything on earth. Sharks, who are proven to be 500, that's the longest living breed of animal in the world, about 400 to 500 million years old, and they ain't changed much. Satan would have had to recreate all that. How you measure time, how you measure age, mass, the black holes, you get it? You see what I'm saying? All of that took hundreds of millions and billions of years. And Satan would have had to create what humans say are laws of physics. The laws of physics still happen whether or not there's a name on them. The scientists didn't create the laws of physics. They discovered these things that happen within the universe and within our environment here, and they named them the laws of physics. And, you know, Christians are so picky on what facts they want to accept. They won't step out of an airplane. If we could get all the evangelicals to step out of an airplane without a parachute and deny that fact, the world would be a much better place. They accept that fact. They accept that the sun's going to come up in the east in the morning. but then they get picky about the facts of how old the earth is, how old rocks are, how old coal is. Coal's 350 million years old. Oh, they don't accept those facts. Well, if you don't accept those, check the one out of the plane, okay? Deny them all. Do the world a goddamn favor. There you go. There's 10 minutes worth of reasoning, and I gave facts as to why the Bible is mythology. We're all born and we all die. The Bible took away the goal of life, which is to live every day to its fullest, enjoy nature, enjoy your passions, enjoy your morality of seeing that your neighbor is safe, because you inherited down through hundreds of thousands of years what it took to create human morality. There is no Christian morality. It don't exist. It's an oxymoron. Talk to me, Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, tell me what you think. Did I help any? I'll be back soon, y'all. Later.